What's going down? My name is Ray Barella, owner here at UrPrintCo. Today I'm going to be doing a tutorial on showing you one of our premier products or premium products, which would be gallery wrapped canvas. So if you look down here, I'm going to show you some of the things that you're going to be needing today if you're going to be following along here at the table. This is the finished product. This is what we're going to be assembling and making today, which is going to be a full gallery wrapped 1.7 inch canvas using synthetic unwoven canvas. And what I'm going to be going over next is just some of the things that we're going to be needing. First of all, your frame. You're going to need a frame. I custom build my frames going to Home Depot, picking up some 1.75 inch by 1.75 inch pieces of wood there. I'll cut them to size. This here is a 12 inch by 12 inch. I'll also mark the edges, center points on both the top left, right, and bottom. And next, of course, the second thing we'll need is the printout, your actual canvas print. I also indicated some center marks on the canvas print. We'll be going over kind of how that's going to be helpful. Also included a pattern there to help us with some special cuts that it's going to take to make sure we get some nice crisp edges. The excess canvas will sometimes get in the way, bulk up the edges, and we want definitely a nice clean edge. So we'll be going over that a little bit later. So step one, go ahead and grab your canvas, and we're going to be cutting these little pieces off there indicated on the artwork. Again, I put those on the artwork in pre-production so that I could cut those off and make sure that we have nice clean edges. So let's go ahead and get started with that now. We'll just grab some scissors, any kind of scissors, and we're going to be just going and following that pattern, cutting out those edges. And it's funny, I learned how to found this pattern by taking apart a canvas there that I seen. I took it apart. It was professionally done. I took it apart and found that pattern, and been using it since. So go ahead and do that. Repeat the process all four corners, and we're finally left here with the finished product, fully cut out, ready to staple down a sheet of canvas. So we'll grab our frame, and you want a nice clean surface. I put this black surface down here on my workbench because it's dirty, dusty, there's nails, so I don't want to mess up the canvas there. So I went and got a clean surface. Put your canvas piece upside down, and you're going to just roughly kind of drop the frame there, roughly in the center. And we'll, from there you can kind of fine tune it, but just drop it, roughly best you can set into your center mark. At that point, you're going to take the left and right. It's real important you start left and right. And you're going to take those ticks, those center ticks that we put both on the artwork and on the frame, and we're going to just line those up. When you measured the canvas, when I designed the canvas, I included 5 inches excess to my surface size. So the 2.5 inches on each side will take me to those tick marks all the way around the frame and wrapped around the back. So those tick marks are real important, both my center tick mark and the wraparound tick marks that'll show me how far to pull the canvas. So I'll go ahead and line that up, and we'll go ahead and staple those down and lock them in. But it's real important, just kind of like start it, get it going. Make sure it's aligned where it needs to be before you lock anything in. You don't really want to start stapling until you got it kind of right where it needs to be. And then after that, after you got it where it needs to be, just firmly press it down with your fingers. And of course, the beauty of electric stapler, just lock it in right there where it's at. And it's beautiful, it's locked in. And make sure you have staples and power. You don't have to use a power or electric stapler. You can use a hand one as well. Next, just go ahead and put the side that you staple away from you, and then on your side, you're going to go ahead and pull. If you have a canvas stretcher, it's even better. I didn't have one at that moment, so we'll go ahead and pull it, line it up to your tick mark, and it's just about accurate. A couple of inches or seconds, a couple inches off or centimeters off. Not going to make a big deal. Go ahead and lock it in. Staple your canvas down, and now you got your sides locked in. Your horizontal lines kind of marked in. You might see a ridge on your canvas, especially if it's a lot bigger. That ridge is okay. As you staple down and pull, those ridges will go away. So next we're going to start at the top and bottom. Same thing. Going to make sure it's centered. With a canvas like this, the one that I made, it may or may not be noticeable, but as you print different things, it is important to get as close as possible to these center marks, because that's going to keep it arranged in the right way, so that way you don't have things crooked, especially if there's words on the canvas. You want to make sure your center marks are good. It matters a little bit less when it comes to pictures, but anyways, nonetheless, you want to line up these tick marks and get it going. There you can see some of the writing that I did on the frame. That's just a little bit of math, a little bit of kind of stuff, pre-production, to make the process as smooth as possible. So, lock that one in. Now I got my top, bottom, right, left, all locked in. You should kind of have kind of a cross seam kind of going on, ridges on the canvas. That's okay. Like I said, as you continue on, you're going to get rid of those ridges. So now you want to start locking in and kind of starting from the center and working your way outward by stretching, pulling, holding down, and stapling down. So again, pulling, holding, and stapling down. What I'm going to do now is just continue that process. It's real important that you start on the left and right side because of those cuts, and I'll explain a little bit later how it's going to help with the corner marks. So yeah, anyways, just keep going, keep going. Okay, so we're going to just keep on stapling, making your way all the way across. It's very important that you do the flat surface side first. That's the side that is flat, that has an edge here like this when I made my preset cuts. So pull, push down, hold, staple, pull, push down, hold, staple, keep going, push, pull down, hold, staple, all the way to the end. And so here now I'm done now with both the left and right side of the canvas. So this side and this side are done. And now it comes to the edges. The edges are a little tricky. I'm still kind of getting it down a little bit, but anyways, what we'll do is we'll start pulling. Same thing we did here with the other side. We're going to start pulling all the way to the end. And now this would be the top and bottom of the canvas. But don't go all the way. Probably just go about 2 staples in. And when you get to the edge, what you want to do is you want to tuck in, so that way it creates a seam that would be consistent with the edge of the canvas. So you're going to pull till you get something like that. So that way it has just one straight line. It's not too bulky. So once you kind of have something, there's a seam like that, you want to hold it as tight as you can, pull, hold it, and you want to lock that in with the staple. I'm going to do the same thing with the other side. Again, you want to tuck under until you get a seam that would be consistent with the edge, just like that. You want to hold that as tight as possible, pull it towards you, and lock that position, and you should be good. Lock that in there. So now let's start with this side. Same thing, pull. At this point it becomes a repeat process of what we did on the other side. And a staple. Don't go too far in. Pull, hold. And I'm out of staples. I'll just stop it. Keep going. Now we're at the edge again. We're going to tuck under, kind of sliding kind of a fill to get that edge to line up just right with the corner. Just right about there. I'm going to push, hold. Don't lose the pressure there. Keep the tension on the canvas. And then lock that in with the staple. And we got a nice tight edge there, right there. That runs the same way as the edge. It looks real clean. Next side, we're going to tuck the flat side, the left-right side under. Same thing. See, that's an example of not tucking it enough. It's flapping over, so I got to keep going. edge. There it is. Hold it, pull, keep pressure to the table. Don't let go of that. Get it with the gun and lock that nice tight edge. So here we are, our finished product. Nice and clean, beautiful canvas, good, nice, tight, clean edges, 1.75 inch depth. Don't worry about the back too much. You could get real careful on how you position the staples, the consistency across the edge. Well, it's not seen. This side's not seen. So it's more about getting the job done here on this side, nice and tight. You can have a little bounciness, that's okay. At this point, you can coat it with a clear coat to further UV protect it. You can coat it to give it a gloss. Depending on what I'm doing will determine whether I coat it or not. I probably will coat one of these now that I have two of them. These will be samples for customers. Probably coat one and then not coat the other. What you could do too is you could put a picture frame, one of those little teeth things to kind of hang it. You can install a mount wire, picture frame wire there where the customer can hang it. But either way, there it is, gallery wrapped canvas. Hope you enjoyed it. Give us a call, UrPrintCo.com, that's UrPrintCo.com, or call us at 909-248-4531. All right, thanks.